Well, to discuss this, where Nigeria is in terms of finding the rest of the girls, Yemi Adamolekun is the executive director of Enough is Enough Nigeria. It's a coalition of Nigerian youth advocacy groups to promote better governance in the country. She joins us now from Lagos. Really good to have you with us. Thank you so much for your time. Firstly, it's hard to believe that it's been 9 years since this terrible crime took place, the Chibok kidnappings. There was a lot of worldwide attention at the time. We saw the First Lady of America, Michelle Obama, really lead a campaign to rescue these girls, but many of them, dozens of them, in fact, are still yet to be found. Tell us more about the progress or lack of progress that's being made to recover them.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think at the time that it happened in 2014, it was quite shocking for the world. And Michelle Obama carrying that sign saying "Bring back the girls," a number of Nollywood actors carrying it on the red carpet as well, really galvanized the world. But over the last 9 years, kidnapping or mass kidnapping of school children in Nigeria has happened, if I'm not mistaken, at least 8 times post that. And that's not to just talk about the general state of insecurity in Nigeria post 2014. So, from a media perspective, in a sense, it was no longer shocking news. So, not only did the Chibok happen, subsequent kidnappings have happened since. But I think importantly for us is that the Chibok abduction is not just about the Chibok girls, but a larger conversation about kidnapping in Nigeria and the government's lack of response to it. So, for example, one of the major things the Bring Back Our Girls movement said after the incident in 2014 was that Nigeria as a country needs a missing persons register, basically a database where people who are missing, kidnapped, abducted across the country can be on a central database that allows citizens and the federal government to understand the gravity of the situation, but also be able to track how people are getting missing, how they are coming back, and the issues so they can be resolved. Till today, Nigeria doesn't have a missing persons register. The organization that I work for, Enough is Enough Nigeria, is the only civil society organization that has that's tracking missing people and making that public. Actually, well, there are two of us now. We started it, but there's another platform called Human Angle that has also started tracking. So for us, we think that speaks to the government's, in a sense, lack of interest in dealing with the problem of missing people and also tying that to increased banditry and kidnapping in the country. So yes, it's been 9 years. We have 96 by the last count girls that are still missing. But also part of the challenge of that is that a number of the girls that have come back have said that some of their classmates are dead. Either they were shot trying to escape or the very difficult conditions of living in the forest. They got sick and died. But the government of Nigeria has refused to acknowledge those numbers. So we keep counting them because we're saying that the government has a responsibility to account for the girls that were killed.
And it seems that women and girls are the main victims of groups like Boko Haram in terms of these abductions. You mentioned there that a missing persons register would really help track these kidnappings. What else can be done to prevent these abductions?
You're quite right. I think globally, and girls are the largest victims of insurgencies and terrorist actions because they are abducted to act as, well, to be married, for example. So sex workers, cooks, cleaners, domestics, if I want to use it there, of the commandants as part of these armies, insurgent armies. And what else can be done? Really, part of the challenge also with the girls that have come back is psychosocial support. Now, these are girls that were abducted as girls, but have now come back as women, in some cases as mothers, who have seen a lot, who have been through a lot. And we don't understand from the government perspectives what clear plans they have for them in terms of reintegrating them into society, psychologically working with them, and also enabling them to earn an income. And for those who want to go back to school, being able to go back to school. One of the things that we're dealing with for this 9th anniversary is the fact that the Chibok community are saying 14 of the girls have come back, but they are in the custody of the Borno state government. So Nigeria has 36 states. They were kidnapped in Borno state. So they've come back. And the state government is still holding on to them 6 months to a year and a half after they've come back. So that, again, is also the lack of sort of transparency on the part of government. Yes, I mean, they've come back, they've seen terror, they've been with insurgents. There is a need for debriefing, a need to understand what they've seen, speak to them, but you can't then hold them for a year and a half after telling their parents that they're back. And that's a big part of what we would talk about over the next 2 days in Nigeria as we commemorate the ninth year of the abduction.
Okay, Yemi Adamolekun, we will have to leave it there. But thank you so much for shedding some light on this issue. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.